Hey everybody, welcome to JD Live. This is the show that David and I do every single month. It's a live show of a topic of our choosing, and we did a topic like this a couple months ago, and we decided to make it a quarterly thing where we're going to talk about Arrow Videos announcements, you know, from the previous quarter. So this happens to be June, July, and August 2026. But before we get into all that, how you doing tonight, David?
I'm doing great, John. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing
Yeah.
good. Can't complain. It's a Monday. I know you
Yeah,
love
happy
Mondays.
happy Monday to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure we all love Mondays, but Monday's basically your Saturday, so
Yeah,
you
for
can't
me,
complain.
I can't complain. It's nice.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst of Mondays I've ever had, so it
Oh, that's
wasn't.
good.
Yeah.
It was the
So
best of times. It was the worst of
it
times.
was the worst of times. And as you've said, so this is we thought would make this like a quarterly thing since we're physical media collectors, we're movie fans first, physical media collectors, and RO Video is my favorite boutique label. I'm always excited to see what they have on the horizon. So I think it's a great talking point for us.
Yeah, I mean, they've become my favorite boutique label. It's still up there with them in the Criterion Collection, but I still think that Arrow. I go back and forth all the time. Arrow probably has the edge because they put out more films that I get excited for. Criterion, it's a lot more blind
Yeah.
buying, whereas Arrow's like, oh my god, we got some heavy hitters in there.
Well, one thing that I actually discussed with you is that I'm not the type of person that has to buy up every Arrow release. And there was a period that I was retroactively blind buying like these kind of like old cheesy B horror movies from like the 80s and stuff. And I found them very entertaining. But now that I've really get into the label, um, I kind of am looking for movies that I really love. And I really like now that they're starting to dip their toe into popular movies from the 80s and the 90s that aren't, and even the 70s, that aren't necessarily horror based.
Yeah, they're basically running the gamut of genres, even dabbling in some dramas too, which is a little bit different for with them. They've essentially just become a major boutique label, mainly when they got that new line WB deals, when things I really think started to change for them.
Yeah, and the thing that I'm actually really enjoying is like they're starting to touch on like comedies and stuff from the 80s that really haven't had. They've had Blu-ray releases, probably haven't had 4K releases, and even when they have released them, they're kind of bare bones. So they're going back and they're mastering those type of movies, and they're giving people like myself who grew up in the 80s and 90s watching these movies on television have become like cult classics. And they're giving us really nice releases that the studios aren't given these type of movies.
Yep, exactly. They're giving them the full treatment, as I like to call them.
Yeah.
So, Insomniac's here. He said it's the Jets fan and the number two Jaws fan. What's up, guys? What's up, buddy? How you doing?
How you doing? Is you calling yourself the number two Jaws fan?
We're gonna have a Jaws war. Hello,
Yep.
everyone. What's up, Aaron? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for popping in here tonight, or afternoon, depending where you are.
Hi,
I know,
Aaron.
if you're in America, like it's 9:15 for David or 9:30 almost, and it's 4:15
Hmm.
where I am. But hey, it could even be 1:15 for people on the U.S. West Coast. So we could be running the gamut of time zones here.
Yeah, that's true. And maybe the early hours of the morning if you're in Australia.
Yeah. Good morning to you. John, see my collection. I need a way to show you, dude. Well, yeah, I sent him. He was actually sending it to me on my regular Facebook account. I don't know if he sent you a Facebook request on your personal account because apparently we can't get messages on our Facebook account, the joint one.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought that was strange too.
you know, but when we sat, I think it was me that set up the Facebook page, wasn't it? And
Mhm.
for some reason, like I did notice there is no messenger tab, but then I did send like a heart from my personal account to our Facebook page, and it came to me in an actual messenger. So I thought it was set up. So I'm not sure how to do that, but yeah, sure, we can try and sort something out. You mightn't be able to send me anything on my Facebook unless I actually contact you.
Oh,
I think it's set up that way that you can only add me as a friend if you know a friend of mine.
oh, really? So it's a private
I
thing. Well,
think
he knows
I
me.
think so. Yeah. Yeah. Well, he knows you, but you're not on my personal Facebook.
Now you're right. It's Let's Talk that's on my personal Facebook, right?
I messaged you on Let's Talk, and I messaged. I think I made a message to you first. I can't remember. Stalked you first, John.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I guess I didn't realize we weren't actually Facebook friends personally.
Yeah.
Which
So
is
listen, we will sort something out, Insomniac, because I do want to see your collection. I'm always interested in seeing fellow Jaws fans' collections. I never ever view it as a competition, to be perfectly honest. I think that you don't have to have a massive collection to be a big Jaws fan. I think that to be a Jaws fan, there's one thing: you have to at least have the movie on physical media. It pains me when I see Jaws fans posting on social media, "Oh, look, Jaws is on TV tonight," and I'm like,
that's crazy.
Have you not got a physical copy?"
There's been many
Everybody
of
should
them.
have a physical copy. There's been many, John, and I own many.
That's crazy. Even I have owned them all on like DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K. So it's pretty wild that no one you couldn't even get the VHS back in the day.
Yeah, like I know it's not the done thing for people now. I know that people
Yeah,
don't
we're the
really.
minority.
Yeah, but I think even if I didn't have a player, I think I'd still have Jaws on physical media.
Yeah, I mean, you have also the CDs and everything for the soundtrack, so
Oh yeah.
you're a physical collector through and through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But let's see where to begin. I guess we'll have to start it off with June of 2026, which I think we might have briefly touched down on the first show. I think it might have just been announced, but I can't remember. So for June, we got a bunch of stuff. We got what's that over here? Is that Bullet in the Head? Which I actually have the 4K of over here, believe it or not. I got the 4K of Bullet in the Head, in case people were wondering what that looks like.
So is that Arrow's version? It's not.
No, this is the Shout Factory version. So Shout Factory actually did they do the Hong Kong Cinema Classics over here in the US. And so that's actually exclusive to the UK. And then, well, not the UK, Region B, and then Region C, which is like Australia, they are getting it done by, I want to say Umbrella, but I could be wrong. Somebody could update me on that. But I know that they're getting their own versions of all these as well. So the licenses being passed around like a cheap whore. But what's it called? But they each have their own little differences, like different extras, and then also Arrow Video gets the Dolby Atmos tracks. We got 2.1, so we don't, and with the English dub, I think it's still not an Atmos track over there. So it's still, if you want to listen to an English with the English dub, you're not going to get the Atmos. But if you have no problem listening to Kutchinese, you get the Dolby Atmos track. So that's pretty cool to have the better audio. So there are differences to make you get it.
Yeah. So if we're talking second quarter, we're talking April, May, June.
Yeah,
right?
technically, but we did cover April on our last show. So
As in what was up and coming.
yeah.
So have you received anything from April, May, and June?
Yes, I did actually. So
do you want to go through what we've received first, and then we can go do what's up, what's coming forward?
Yeah, because the only one I got, and I think you got this too, but I did actually review it on my channel when I had the channel. So if people are coming over from the channel, like, yeah, thank you. Subscribe to David and I over here on the Let's Talk Movies podcast. But I got Interspace right here on 4K.
Yes,
I love it. It came in the big morbidly obese box, something that could use a lap, out of shape. Love it, with the nice booklets that always smell wonderful.
Yes.
I always love that. Thick as a dick. Always really good.
Well, I received mine as well, but I haven't actually opened mine yet. I have not a chance to watch it, so it's still in its lovely, nice plastic, John.
Did you see the cover of the book?
No.
Do you see that? Do you see what's on the cover?
Yeah, Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon, and the color purple. Two weird films.
Why is that? Why? And then there's the inner spaces, and they're lifting inner space, so they're shrunk down. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess because they're Warner Brothers properties, but it's weird because Arrow Video didn't do those movies. That was just Warner Brothers who did them. You would think they did. That's strange, right? But I guess because they're from the 80s, maybe that's the reason.
Maybe they're not even out. Well, the color purple didn't come out in 87, did it?
No,
like 84. So I'm trying to think, is it movies that came out at the same time? Because Lethal Weapon did, but no, but color purple didn't.
Yeah, when was the color purple? When did that come out?
84, 85, 85.
And Interspace is 87. Yeah, 85 for the color purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird. Very weird. You would think maybe we'd be lifting up another Joe Dante movie, but I don't know. I don't know what the thought process of this.
You think it would have done like Gremlins or something beside it because it's Joe Dante?
maybe they're foreshadowing that eventually Arrow Video will do Lethal Weapon and The Color Purple. It's possible. Again, they had some Warner Brothers licensing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And then this artwork is reversible.
Yeah.
And a poster. So you get the works in here, you know?
Yeah. It's a great set. As I say, I only opened mine when I'm going to watch it. So I haven't got round to it yet. So correct me if I'm wrong, because I was in there lifting my Arrow Video out at the show here this evening. Did Salem's Lot when did that not come out? When did that come out?
Was that April or was that March? It could be April.
Because I know that you got Salem's Lot, didn't you? And I got Salem's Lot as well.
Yeah, Salem's Lot. I do have that, and that's a great set as well.
Yeah,
you haven't watched that yet.
Haven't. There's not. Excuse me. Anything I'm showing here, I have not watched yet, so I have not got round yet. But I will do, because that's what I'm saying. These are movies that I absolutely love, and Salem's Lot is another movie that I absolutely love as well. So that is one that I definitely will get round to watching.
I like it. It's a good one. You're going to be very happy with it when you do watch it. So that's a good one. And Insomniac said, no competition. Seeing other stuff gives me ideas of what else to buy.
Listen, Insomniac, maybe me and you can do business, because I'm looking to downsize some of my collection, but we'll see. I'm not sure. I have a lot of some stuff here which I may be looking to move on.
Move on?
Yeah. The better home. the better homes. So one that I actually, but this is a retrospective buy, John. I can't remember when this actually came out. But it came at the weekend, and I mulled over this for a long time and debated over it, because I don't love this movie.
Ooh.
But so I'm breaking my own rule here. But I had the FOMO, and it came up on sale, and I basically got it for free because it came up on sale. Yeah, which is Cobra.
Love that. Yeah, Cobra's great. I have that 4K as well.
Yeah, you have that one too.
You have to watch that while eating pizza that you've just cut in half.
Well, I'll have to get my scissors out for that, won't I?
Yep, exactly. And cut it the worst possible way. That's the most insane thing.
Yeah.
Jeff's here. John Doe Juggalo. What's up, buddy? Thanks for popping in. We appreciate you coming in and joining us.
How you doing?
I'm not interested in Lethal Weapon unless they do all four. We already have the first on 4K. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I thought we might get the box set this year here in the US. Actually, you guys got it over there too, if I'm correct, because there was a UK fat box release that came out last year. So actually, Region B got the better release of Lethal Weapon than we got.
I picked that up on sale as well, John. I know there was a steelbook came out, and I think there was a bit of a box set. I can't remember. I thought it was a steelbook box set. It was something like that. I ended up just picking up the regular 4K on sale. Down the lane, I wasn't too fussed on. I'm not a fan of steelbooks, you see. So if they put a box set with a steelbook in it, I'm not really interested. Don't like them.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hit or miss. It depends on what the steelbook is. Most of the time, I'm like, I don't need it. But if it looks good, it catches my eye, and I like the artwork on it. You know, like the Flintstones 4K steelbook that came out. That I was like, I got to get that. Yeah. Which, by the way, holds up pretty well. I remember we were talking about, like, you know, is it worth rewatching? I actually enjoyed enjoyed the rewatch. I really did. I had a great time with it.
Yeah. Well, and saying that, I do have some of the box sets with the steelbooks in them. I do have a handful, but like, I have a few. I have Batman Returns, I have The Exorcist, and I have Nightmare on Elm Street, and then I have the Jaws movies as well. They came with the steelbooks, so they did it all four with booklets and all. But I had to get them. But the likes of like those movies, those box sets, there are some of them I bought in retrospect. I didn't buy them upon kind of like release, and they came down in price, and I really wanted to get the 4K, and they look nice. But yeah, I don't really go for that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like it's a split second decision. I think I ordered Mars Attacks with the 4K steelbook. So, and one thing I always forget about until I watch the Flintstones again is, you know who shot that movie?
It was Dean Cundey, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
he actually did a whole new interview for the movie with the director, which I thought was Brian Levant. I thought it was pretty cool. And Yeah, they're getting old. That's for sure.
Because well, he must be near 80 now, Dean Cundey, but he's but that movie's produced by Spielberg.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg. They did a whole like because I watched the making of the old one, but they did a whole new interview about it and how
Yeah.
basically Steven Spielberg came in the office with they had already hired everybody, and then they took the script and just threw it out, and they all went and like sat in a room for like 2 weeks and wrote the script essentially. But like Spielberg was totally hands on with the movie, and you know what? I think that's why the movie looks so good. I mean, the plot's a little bit forgettable. But it's like it does feel like the Flintstones. So I really didn't have a problem with it at all. Actually, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, the production design is absolutely fantastic. I love the production design and the costumes and everything else. I actually seen that movie in the cinema.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I,
back
I
in
mean,
'94, wasn't it?
yes, sir. 1994. Oh, Dreamcatcher is a great movie. That's Lawrence Kasdan, I believe, who did that. Which
Yeah, he directed that, didn't he?
yes, he did. I just watched another Lawrence Kasdan movie pretty recently. I saw for the first time, Grand Canyon. I don't know if you ever seen that movie.
No.
No, yeah, it was good. It was very good. It's like a Robert Altman kind of movie with a bunch of like intertwining storylines. It was Steve Martin though. It was very miscast in it, but still very good movie. And I found a song that I had never heard. I've heard it before, but it never clicked until I don't know. You ever heard the song "Lawyers, Guns, and Money"?
I'm not sure, John. I'm not. I thought maybe it was one of the ones if I heard the tune, I would be like, yes, but
It
I'm
might.
not sure.
Same guy. I think I don't remember what his name is, but the same guy who sang "Werewolves of London."
Right. Okay. When you said lawyers, guns, and money, I was thinking of the song with what's playing when Terminator walks into the bar.
Oh, guitars and Cadillacs.
Guitars and Cadillacs, lawyers, guns, and money. I don't know why.
Guitars and Cadillacs is a great song, though. What's his name who sings that? Dwight Yoakam, who's in so many movies, by the way.
Yeah,
he's actually an actor himself.
Yeah. And speaking of country music,
Warren Zevon.
Before we move on, I also did receive this.
Ooh, the Dallas trilogy,
which is the box set. I know there was a lot of people that were a wee bit peeved that Arrow done this, but I was hoping they were going to do this because I kind of missed out on the original run. Again, look, I know I said I'm only going to buy movies I love. That is the intention. I watched this trilogy many years ago. I bought it for my dad on DVD years and years and years ago, and then at one stage I decided to watch them. They were on holiday. I think it was Christmas. They went away over Christmas, New Year's, and or it might have been actually Easter. Sorry, it was after Christmas because it was snowing at the time. There was a lot of snow outside, and I was hungover, and I decided to start watching them, and I just couldn't get into them. Just couldn't get into them at all. And then when Arrow released the box sets that you have, John, FOMO started to get the better of me. I didn't pre-order them, but when I seen people receiving them and reviewing them, I thought, should I give it a go? Should I do it again? Should I give it a go? And I went to go and buy the 4K of A Fistful of Dollars, and it was sold out. So I didn't want to kind of pre-order the next two with not having that one. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to wait till the regulars just came out and buy them on sale. But then the next thing was they advertised this, and I thought, well, I'll go for this then, and I picked this bad boy up. So it's a lovely collection. It kind of fits in a lot with your Ninja Turtles box set or your Psycho box set or whatever it is you have, because it is in one casing. You've got your 3 Armory cases there. It's got the 3 posters. It's got the booklet as well, and it's got the reversible artwork. I think it's got the majority of the special features. I mean, there's 8 discs in this. So I think it's nearly got everything that the individual releases have. Although I did watch a review where somebody says some of the essays that were in some of the sets, the original sets, isn't in this booklet. And I suppose that's kind of the compromise you have to pay, because I suppose they probably didn't want to make the booklet any thicker than that. So very excited to have that. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a beautiful box set.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's looks very nice, and I know some people were upset because it's like they didn't offer that option last year, and then it's like, oh, if you're gonna give a condensed version, you should have gave us everything that was in, But they did kind of make it, and it's not like that's the first time Arrow Video has done that. They did that with the Hellraiser set, and they did that with the Psycho box set too, where they give you a more condensed version. So
the condensed version of the Psycho box set was just the sequels, and it didn't have any of the. I don't think it had the posters or the books or anything like that. Whereas
Yeah.
that there is kind of like a standard of what Arrow do when there's a collection. But listen, you can't complain about or you can't begrudge the original set they released because that original set's still absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I love it, and, like, you can see on the shelf behind me, when you put them next to each other, the artwork goes together like a box set, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, you're probably paying a wee bit more for them three originals,
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
um,
Mm.
but it's still really nice.
And Jeff said, "I just wanted the Dallas trilogy together. Glad they did it." Exactly, and that's the cool thing is like if they sold out, and now you can just buy them all in one shot for everybody, and they save you a little bit of space. And all we really want is for everyone to be able to actually get these movies on 4K and not have
Yeah.
them like just gone because that's something that happened to me pretty recently. Is I was like just kicking around the idea like I'm not the world's biggest Dirty Dancing fan. But Matt asked me if I had it on 4K, and I was no. I'm like, well, let me see how much money it is. It's only available here on a 4K steelbook that's out of print, so there's no standard edition or anything. It's just kind of gone right now from Lionsgate, and I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Well, one thing I think that Arrow are actually doing now is that I believe that a lot of their 4Ks, well, I suppose maybe I'm telling a lie here because I got the RoboCop 4K and it was just a standard armory and that was it. There was nothing else in it, which I didn't mind at the time because the box set that they produced with the 4K of RoboCop, I had I had the Blu-ray version. So I had that for years. And then when they brought it in 4K, I didn't have a 4K player. So I was like, I have no need for it. But then I just bought the standard 4K. But what I like about like for example, Cobra's been out for a while, and I'm able to pick up Cobra, and it's got everything that was in the original release. It's got the slip cover, it's got the booklet, it's got the TV version because they do kind of after a while just release standard versions of just like the one disc without the booklet, without the slip case. They eventually do that. They've done that with the Blu-rays. I'm kind of thinking they're not going to be doing that with the 4Ks going forward. When you buy a 4K, it's going to have everything with it. It looks like that's what they're doing.
Hopefully going forward because my Tremors 4K and my Django 4K from Arrow, I just have the standard editions. I don't have the ones like that came in the fat box. So I just have the standard 4K,
Yeah.
no slip covers, nothing. Cobra was just a slipcover edition, so that's just the same edition that was ever released. There was no fat box for it,
No.
unfortunately. So that's all you got, which is fine. Which is fine. I have RoboCop. I have the previous Arrow release. It was just a Blu-ray, and I have it in a steelbook. And then I have the new when it came to 4K, I got the fat box for it.
Yeah. Well, it could be that's what it is, John. Whenever the fat boxes are gone, they just offer the armory and that's it.
Because it's
Whereas,
already in there.
yeah. Whereas, like, if you've got if it's a slip cover edition, now that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, if they still have slipcovers around. Like once sometimes they stop printing things. Milton Mill, who cares about the artwork? Certainly not me. Hi all. That's because he makes his own artwork, so he'll just swap it out if he wants to.
Well, see, in regards to the artwork, if we're specifically talking RO video here. Um, I love the artwork they do. I really do. I enjoy seeing the new artwork. Now, it doesn't mean that I think their artwork's always better. Like I didn't particularly like the new artwork they've done for Ninja Turtles, and I specifically bought the one with the original movie poster on the front because I preferred that. But at least they give you the option of the original movie poster. So I do love the art. I mean, the artwork that they have done on this Dollars box set is absolutely gorgeous. I love that, and I think part of being a collector for me is the artwork. When it's on your shelf, it's how it looks. That's part of being a collector that I like. I mean, it's not just about collecting the movie for me. It's the presentation, and that's why I love boutique level labels like RO Video. If it was just about the movie, I couldn't. Then I wouldn't care about RO Video. I would just, you know, want the studio to do it.
Arrow does good presentation, and they give you the extras, which are nice.
Hmm.
Um, oh, what the hell is this? I have a standard slip of Dirty Dancing. Is it out of print now? Well, I don't have. Maybe I have to look it up and see what's going on. Maybe I
Do you
didn't
know
do
what I?
enough
Do you
research
know
on that.
what I actually think, John? Is that it's just unavailable to you because they know what kind of animal you are once
They
you
must
watch
know.
Dirty Dancing.
I,
The dancing animal is unleashed.
well, over here on Amazon, it says that maybe it's just had a print on Amazon. Yeah, it must be just out of print on Amazon because Blu-ray.com says it, but I don't know. You know, the animal is on the
nobody puts John in the corner.
Nobody. Would you be able to lift me up like that?
What's that? Sorry, who
Could
lifted you
you
up?
could you
Me?
lift me up like that, like baby?
No, I don't think I could, John. I don't think I could. I need to go to the gym.
I'll break
So
your back.
I broke my back. My back is broken. Remember Mike Tyson said that?
Yeah, I broke my back. My back is broke. Yeah, I guess.
It's broken. And then the interviewer says, "Oh, what do you mean, Mike? Your back's broken? Well, like a vertebrae?" And he says, "No, spinal."
No spinal.
uh,
Mike Tyson. What's up, John, David, in chat? What's up, Eli? Thanks for
how you
popping
doing,
in,
Eli?
buddy. And he said, don't forget to slash that like button, sub to both awesome channels. Yeah, we'd appreciate that, buddy.
Thank you.
You know, give us a little bit of a helping hand. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. Yeah, obviously we know Mr. Mellow Fella. That's why we're playing around. But you gave us a good talking point to jump off.
Yeah,
on.
well, that's it. It gave me a good excuse to express my desire for this artwork here. You know.
Yeah. So we're in June, by the way, and
Yes.
have you ever seen? Obviously, I feel like you've probably seen 1995's Mortal Kombat. But have you seen the follow up to that too, or any of these movies that spark your interests?
Do you know what? It's really funny. I thought I ordered something from June, but I've just realized I none of these. I haven't ordered any of these, and I haven't watched Mortal Kombat, John.
No.
No, I never watched, and I don't understand why. Because I used to play the game on PlayStation.
Yeah, that's what made me get Mortal Kombat. You know, flawless victory. Like playing the old games back in the day. The follow up, what was it? Mortal Kombat Annihilation it's pretty bad, but it's so bad that it's almost kind of good. Like it's just one of those bad movies. And yeah, I was gonna get that, but there's just I bought so much movies this month. I was like, maybe I'll get that in a sale one day or something like that.
Well, I knew. I mean, they Arrow obviously advertise in the future. You know what I mean? And I knew I had the likes of like the Dollars trilogy and stuff. You know, upcoming to pay out for. So I think I was glad of a breather this month. I thought there was one that came out in June that I pre-ordered, but there obviously isn't. But I think what put me off watching Mortal Kombat the movie was Street Fighter the movie.
Yeah, Raul Julia passed away right after that.
Well, I watched that in the cinema and was so disappointed. I thought it was absolutely terrible. So I think, nowadays they bring out like I'm not in the computer games at all. So I'm not going to watch a movie because it's based on a computer game now. But I think computer game movies are more accepted now than they were back then. And when they brought out Street Fighter, I was so disappointed that I don't think Mortal Kombat was even on my radar.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. It's funny because we got a Mortal Kombat movie this year, and we're also getting a Street Fighter movie. So, it's funny how things line up.
Well, let's hope it's a wee bit more true to the actual game, John.
Well, I think it will be. I mean, that's a Mortal Kombat, the one that came out this year, Mortal Kombat 2, was very, I think, trying to actually respect the games a little bit more. We finally got the tournament, which we didn't get in the first movie. You guys are giving me a good idea for an AI video, LOL. I wonder what that could be. What do you guys think about the Spielberg collection coming out? You saw that, right? I think I showed you the Spielberg collection. What are your thoughts on that? Because you are, as just like me, a huge Spielberg fan, but he's your favorite director of all time. So, and we're doing a show on him eventually, so I think I'll give you the floor on that.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm loving all the turn he's doing and the press he's doing for this new movie. And it's not just what's so great about Spielberg that he's touring at the minute is because he's had a full career. He's been around for over 50 years in the game, and there's people interviewing him that are around my age. I grew up watching his movies, and they're not just asking him about Disclosure Day, they're asking about his career. And I love listening to him talk about his career rather than just promote his current movie, which I'm very excited about, by the way, his new movie. But you had actually shown me that a few months back, and my jaw dropped when I first seen it. But then when I realized that when I settled down and looked at it and realized it was all steel books, which I'm not a big fan of, and I looked at the movies that was in it, I realized I have a lot of them on 4K, and the ones I didn't have on 4K, I have on Blu-ray. So I couldn't justify buying that set, even though Spielberg's my favorite director of all time. And I literally watched last night a brief unboxing, and it looks like such a beautiful looking set. It looks so good. Them steel books look so really nice. Even though I'm not a big fan, I love that they use the original posters on the front. Um,
Yeah.
they come with through 2 or 3 discs each movie. So it's got everything. You got your Blu-ray, you got your 4K, you got all your special features. I think it's an amazing set for somebody that maybe doesn't have any of his 4Ks. I couldn't justify getting it because I have the movies already, but it looks really nice. I do like it.
Yeah, it was tough for me not to get it, but I literally have all of those releases already on 4K. So it was hard for me to justify spending money on something I already have every single release on it. But I'm very happy that, like, for people who don't, or if you just want to get it, like I know Insomniac just grabbed it. The artwork is beautiful, and you get like a nice little
Yeah,
picture of Spielberg making each movie on the inside. So it's really there for the Spielberg fans. And I mean, Disclosure Day comes out on Thursday. I'm going next month, a week from today. I'm going actually, and I can't wait. And so I'm like in a Spielberg mood. I watched Raiders of
yeah.
the Lost Ark not too long ago. We did Jurassic Park on this show, but like I might watch Close Encounters like in the next couple of days because I'm in the mood to watch Close Encounters. Like it's been on my mind.
Yeah. Well, I actually, was saying to my daughter today because we're going to watch Disclosure Day that we should watch Close Encounters again. She's excited about Disclosure Day, but she didn't seem too fussed about watching Close Encounters again. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I just hope it's good, as I've hyped it up to be in my own head.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, even like it's very rare that a director can like get up to their quality. Like it's Scorsese still does it. Like I've liked his last few movies, but like Spielberg's last couple of movies, I wasn't the biggest fan of West Side Story, but given it was going to take a lot for him to win me over with a musical, especially one I'm not a huge fan of. My wife though loved it. Like Faith was just in love with the West Side Story that Spielberg put out. Like she was excited. Like she was more excited to go see a Spielberg movie than I was. But then we saw The Fablemans. I liked it. I've liked a lot of his movies, but there hasn't been really one. Although I love Lincoln more than probably most people do. So, but it didn't make my top 10 Spielberg. So still, I'm still very excited to talk about Disclosure Day when we get to do it. Like I'm hoping, fingers crossed, but it's very hard to hit those highs of
Well,
like his older movies because it's still a modern film.
John, I'd said to you a load of months ago when we were talking about this, I says, at the end of the day, this is Steven Spielberg. We know the movie is going to look amazing. It's going to
Mhm.
be amazingly directed and acted. It's whether or not the story hits with us. That's the
Mm.
thing. It has to be a great story. And that's the thing. Like, even the worst Spielberg movies are up there, because we expect so much from the man. We expect Raiders or ET or Jurassic Park or Jaws or Schindler's. We expect that every time we win, but it doesn't mean like the movies that he's done that haven't hit them hits are bad movies. So, but I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, I wanna go in, or I wanna come out of that movie thinking, my God, is this a top 10 for me for Spielberg?
I hope
I,
so.
I wanna have that. I wanna have that dilemma when I come out. Is this gonna break into my top 10? And that's I know it's a tough ask. It's a tough ask when you've been growing up watching his movies and you
Yeah.
have your favorites in your head that you can return back to time and time and time again. So it's a tough ask, but I want that.
Yeah, I want, and we will be doing that on our next live show. We'll discuss that and some Spielberg.
Yeah.
So we'll save that conversation a little bit more.
Yes.
Mellowfell said he just completed nicely for Bolt in the Head to match The Killer, Hard Boiled, and A Better Tomorrow. Yeah, and that's one of the ones coming out in June. I showed mine, Bolt in the Head, right here. This is actually one of the better John Woo movies if you've never seen it. Basically, it's his version of The Deer Hunter. So there's a lot of similarities between that and The Deer Hunter, but with all the John Wooisms in there. But it's just very dramatic. And Mark's movie menu, who I know loves Bullet in the Head, is very excited. And Audition is a great film I saw for the first time last year. So for anyone who hasn't seen that, Mark's right. Definitely check out Audition. I own them all, but I'm still getting it. Insomniac said about the Spielberg collection, which, I respect that as a Spielberg fan, grabbing the whole collection still.
Yeah. Yeah. I just couldn't justify paying the money out again. That's all it basically was me. Because I asked you, remember you showed me the first thing I said was, how much is it?
Yeah, it was still $200, and it's like I want it, I really do, but I can't justify it because I have them all. There's no differences in the discs or the bonus features or anything like that, so it would strictly be for the steelbook packaging, which is great. But it's just like I would like something different, like if there was like some kind of new scan on it or something like that. But what more can you do? Jurassic Park just got a new scan last year, so
Yeah. I think the thing with the set as well, just thinking about it as well, is that I like the uniformity of it, you see. right?
Yeah, that's what looks nice.
That's what looks nice. But the only thing that I kind of rolled my eyes at is that once you go through, like when I look at the movies that are in it, I go, yes, Jaws, Close Encounters, you know, Raiders, E.T., Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, and I think, isn't it Saving Private Ryan? And then you go War of the Worlds. I was like, oh, I like War of the Worlds, but I would have preferred if they had it maybe through maybe Sugarland Express in there, or maybe Duel, maybe a movie, but I think it's an underrated Spielberg movie, what he done before Jaws, right?
Mhm.
Something like that would have been better. I thought would have been better. Even I would even take The Lost World.
It's weird that they picked that because I mean, or that they didn't include Duel and the Sugarland Express because those do have 4K releases. It's weird how they or Minority Report because it
Yep.
is a mixture of studios in there. It's not like all those movies were released by Universal. There's 3 different studios mixed in there. So I'm like, I
Yep.
don't know how they came to that conclusion to pick those films or what the reasoning was because it's like we got Minority Report and Catch Me If You Can last year. We also got Duel and we got The Color Purples out there on 4K as well.
Yep.
So I think I have every one of his movies he's ever made except for Ready Player One. And his last 3, West Side Story and The Fablemans. I haven't grabbed those on 4K yet.
I would have been happy for them just not to put War of the Worlds in there. And I like War of the Worlds. I just don't like that. It feels like that's tacked on.
Yeah, I do like War of the Worlds though. I remember that
Yeah.
was one that came out at the same time around I want to say Batman Begins. So it was just a good summer. I think it was summer of 05. Uh David, I used a 4K projector and for the most part favorite 2K Blu-rays of 4K one over 4Ks is what he said. So
Mm-hmm.
which is good. I mean, that's one thing we've always discussed is like Blu-rays, you sometimes you need to upgrade the 4K. It's not like unless it gets a new scan that's like noticeably different. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they would do a box set of Spielberg's lesser known films. I wish they would do that too. Like kind of like some of the movies that like I said, I would like link in. I think we talked about what was the movie you talked about the other day? You brought up that we doesn't really get
Munich.
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 Yes, Munich doesn't get discussed enough as like,
Mm-hmm.
one of his more what was that like 07?
Well, they could do if they wanted, they could do like, for example, like a historical type of box set. They could do movies like The Color Purple. You could do Schindler's. I know they've done Schindler's
Saving
List,
Private
but like
Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan, Lincoln, Munich, those War Horse, those more kind of historical, political kind of driven movies in a box set, I think would be good.
Oh, you haven't seen my AI, John. He said that's true. He does do AI clips of me and puts me in Patriots gear, which is terrible. John, did you ever see a film called 52577 for the enthusiasm? It's a must watch for the enthusiasts. I actually haven't seen that. I'd have to check that out. May 25th, 1977. I should check that out. I got stuff about Star Wars, so I don't know. I haven't watched that yet. I don't like wide case of Arrow. It was a controversy. I get that. Everyone has their own preferences when it comes to like what
Mm.
kind of artwork and like what kind of cases they like.
The thing I like about the morbidly obese cases,
Mhm.
as John
Out of
calls them,
shape boxes.
it
Yeah.
is shit boxes. What I like about them as well. I mean, I like them. I understand what you're saying actually, because there's times when I'm thinking about a certain release and I don't want a fat box because it does take up a lot of space. But what I like about them is when they're on the shelf. Like I have Billy bookcases, so so when they're on the shelf in a row, it's like having a lane of books, and I think aesthetically it looks really nice.
Yeah, you can see how actually I'll raise it up. You can see my whole Arrow collection right there, except for the ones I took off. So yeah, you can see how they look nice together. And even if you go up a little bit, like all of my stuff is kind of like there's all of my Criterions and Kino Lorber stuff. I try and keep all the boutiques together because they have a uniformity to them that I like.
Yeah.
That's like the one thing. But again, like a few people love the wide cases. This is all down to opinion. Like David said, he doesn't really like steelbooks, but there's people. There's even a channel, a good YouTube channel called Steelbook Obsessed.
Mhm.
People love those steelbooks. So it's like it's what you like.
John, there's people don't buy a Blu-ray or 4K if it doesn't come with a slipcover.
All right.
And don't get me wrong, like I mean, I never kind of like I was always like, who cares? But see, when I rearranged my room last year, I'm more of like an alpha. It depends. I put it in like boutique label, and then I put it in like alphabetical order. But what I done was I then took all my ones with slips and alphabeticalized them, and it does look cool when it's just all the slips in a row, as opposed to like a slip and then two without a slip and then three with a slip. It just looks uneven. So I can understand that OCD side of people that are like, oh, I want slips for all my Blu-rays sitting on the shelf because it's all kind of uniform.
I'll be honest. One that I never really was too bothered, but I pre-ordered The Fugitive on 4K, and that's one of my literally top 10 favorite films ever. I love The Fugitive, and I pre-ordered it. And I assumed I would get a slipcover with it, and I didn't. I didn't get a slipcover, and it's always bothered me, like because I'm like, I'm like it shouldn't bother me because the disc is good, but then like I'm a little bit annoyed about that one. That one kind of was the one that bothered me because I thought I did right.
Yeah, well, I ordered Cuckoo's Nest along with Cobra and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Cuckoo's Nest came with a slipcover, and I was actually pleased when I took it out. I went, "Oh, it's got a slipcover."
That's a nice little pleasant surprise. My sister hated Dakota Fanning in War of the Worlds. I get that actually. Like she had like that kind of like smart aleck attitude about her at the time, but I always thought she was a good child actress. She was like an I Am Sam in that movie with Robert De Niro, Hide and Seek. David Harbour was in Spielberg's War of the Worlds, but got cut out. I did not know that actually. Do you guys own Empire of the Sun? I don't own that one. Do you have that one, David?
Unfortunately, not. I was looking the other day, and obviously maybe we should save this for
Amistad. That would be
our
good in that house.
exactly Amistad as well. Our Spielberg chat, we should save this for. But I was looking the other day that he's done like 37, feature films, and I counted how many I've watched, and I've watched 26. So I haven't watched 11. Although one of them's Firelight, was when he made me 17. Like nobody's seen it. So basically, I haven't seen 10 of his movies, and that's one I haven't seen, which is Empire of the Sun, and I've been meaning to watch it for a long time.
Empire of the Sun would actually be good in the historical box set as well, along with Amistad.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So and Color Purple probably too. I hated Spielberg's War of the Worlds at first as I grew up in the OG version, but I've warmed up to it over the years. Yeah, I mean I saw actually the reverse of it, but I think they're not out of shape. They're American people sized. LOL. That's true. We are a very fat country over here. I love Steelbook. I swapped out my slipcover version of RoboCop 2 for the Steelbook. I actually like that RoboCop 2 Steelbook, but I remember people hated it.
Is that the one with like the cartoon version of him on the front?
Yeah, people were pissed, but I liked it. There's George.
Georgie boy, how you doing?
What's up, George? And yeah, so I'm gonna pop up the July one, and then we'll continue into the chat. But just
yeah,
I'll read off what we got going on here because I think this is one where you and I both have something pre-ordered. To Live and Die in LA.
Yeah,
To Live and Die in LA, which I have over here. The Kino Lorber 4K. Oh,
it's upside down.
What an asshole! I got the
turn of my head here to see what's that one.
So I got that version on 4K Blu-ray, and why aren't you on here with me though? There we go. And then I never saw Red Sun. I never saw. Hush. We have a US 4K release of that over here, which is great. It's by Mike Flanagan, great horror director. That's a good movie. And the outfit, I was gonna buy this, but I pulled out of it. Like just like I didn't want to get a girl pregnant. I pulled out of that one.
You took the outfit off.
Yeah, I took the outfit off. I can't even read what the hell that one says. The font is way too small, but I know I don't have that pre-ordered.
I can't see either, John.
It's a little blurry. Yeah. And then here's one that I'm and Soylent Green, which is very good. I'm glad that's coming. Might pick that up on a sale eventually, but I think we and you both have Falling Down pre-ordered, right?
Yeah, so I remember when they teased this. So I love what I love about Arrow is how they tease like the week before or a few days before, and they had like this. If anybody follows Arrow, they'll know this themselves. They had like this orange sunset over LA, and then right away I thought To Live and Die in LA because that was one that we talked about before. We would love to see come to 4K, and once I always go into the comments, and when I looked at the comments, people were saying to live and die in LA, to live and die in LA, and I was like, it has to be, and I sent it to you, John, didn't I? And says it has to be, and then a few people had said it's. I think it would be good if it's fallen down, but I doubt it. And when it got to the Friday, the first when they released them at 2:00 or 3:00, whatever it is on a Friday, our time over here, and as soon as that hit, the first one that came up was Fallen Down, and I was so disappointed. But then I thought, you know what? Fallen Down's a movie which I love. I loved it from the first time I ever seen it in the 90s. I had it on DVD and I give it away to the charity shop when I was moving house because I was eventually going to upgrade the Blu-ray. And then when I got my 4K player, I thought I'll wait for a good 4K. So I was slightly, I was upset that, I was a wee bit let down that it wasn't To Live and Die in LA after the teaser. And then I was like, well, it could be worse. At least they're giving us Falling Down. And then later on, I seen that To Live and Die in LA was also dropping at the same time. So it was great. It was like a double whammy for me. So I have To Live and Die in LA on Blu-ray from Arrow. So I previously, so I've pre-ordered the 4K and I've pre-ordered Fallen Down as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to them two movies. Two great movies.
Yeah, that's exactly what it lined up best for July. I'm just glad you guys are getting it. And I was going to pre-order To Live and Die in LA because, we got the Silence of the Lambs here on 4K. Kino Lorber gave it to us, and I was like, it was just not a good version. So I was like, oh, you know what? The Silence of the Lambs came out from Arrow Video. It was a much better version. I'm like, they might do something like that with To Live and Die in LA. Now, To Live and Die LA US release is very good. So I'm like, I don't know how much of an upgrade it would be. And then I looked into it, and everything's the same. So it's basically just a port over to Arrow Video. So all the extras are the same, which, by the way, the extras aren't new anyway. They're from the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So everything is the same. The audio is the same. The visuals are the same. So I was like, yeah, I guess there's no reason for me to buy it unless I really wanted that slipcover. But Falling Down, I was like, oh, yeah. Which the only thing that disappointed me with that was I just watched Falling Down in February. So I was like, I don't know. So I might actually buy it and like not watch it right away. Might just check it out to see how it is.
Yeah.
Just because, I literally just watched it.
Just do what I do, buy it and leave it in the plastic for a year.
Yeah, my OCD is weird, different from yours. Mine, I take it out of the plastic as soon as I get it. The plastic bothers me.
Oh, does it? No, sometimes I like it that much. The plastic, John. I never want to take it out.
Oh yeah, no, I'm weird. As soon as I get it, the plastic comes off because it's got to be uniform on the shelf. I can't have it in the plastic on the shelf while everything else isn't.
Yeah. Well, these aren't on the shelf yet. But going back to what somebody else said earlier, the only thing I was disappointed about when I seen them drop The Live and Die in LA was the fact that Falling Down and The Live and Die in LA seem to be just the slip cover versions. I would have loved The Live and Die in LA to be a chunky box. I'm happy enough with Falling Down to be the slimmer box, but the other one I would like to be a chunkier box, especially with like that looks like new artwork, whereas like the Falling Down one is like the movie poster as well.
Yeah, it's weird that they did that. To Live and Die in LA, like that's like half the poster. So that was actually like customized for that one. I guess you could say that for July. Arrow Video got their summer bodies out because there's no overweight boxes at all for July.
But somebody made a joke, even though it's out in this month, that they're using all their card stock for the Stranger Things box set that's coming out.
That's true, which isn't pictured in this, which is weird. It's weird that they're doing that, but that is the big release for July. I think overall, it's like people are psyched for the Stranger Things set coming out.
Yeah, and I maybe because it's not a movie, it's a TV show. They didn't want to bundle it in with all the movies. But Soylent Green is one that I've seen. I have it on Blu-ray, and I thought it was okay. It's not one I'm excited about coming to 4K, to be honest.
Yeah, once you kind of know the twist of that, the movie's a little bit tougher to come back, which I won't spoil here, just in case some people don't. I'm responding to some of the chat, getting a little long. So Mellifella, yeah, I mean, I might take you up on that offer eventually to get a fugitive slipcover, but it doesn't bother me that much. But that one definitely hurt when I didn't get it. Oh wait, the Zarro, they have a Seagal size. They did release Under Siege. That is true. Seagal size steelbooks. Once he got freaking fat. Do we know how many films are left on the Arrow WB deal? I don't know how many films, but I know that the deal at least runs through 2027 because I remember reading about that when Paramount and Warner Brothers signed up. Like an Arrow Video signed, like when the deal went through with them, that they were like they still honor the deals that they have in place before they sign new deals, and it was through 2027. So still hope for like Friday and Dumb and Dumber. Do you know this, David? Do you guys know why UK labels use 14 millimeter cases instead of the US 12 millimeter? It's just out of a habit or preference. Yeah, I always noticed that. I don't, and it only for us in the US, we just happen to get the smaller ones when but UK does have a bigger size case. I don't know why, honestly. You have an idea?
I honestly don't know why that is. I've said to you as well, John. Like my cuckoo's nest is the 12 millimeter, and I actually think that because I'm in the north of Ireland, I get both. So I get like EU because that says in the EU as well, and in Europe as well. So I get like from Europe and UK. So that annoys me because like my shelf is kind of like got the thicker cases and the thinner cases.
Yeah, I mean, mine's a mixture because I bought in some stuff just like because one thing about 4K is they're region free, so not everything comes over here to the United States, and I'm like, I still want it on 4K. Like we never got an Austin Powers 4K release, but I have the UK edition.
Yeah.
So, but it's a little bit thicker. So I'll get her on a treadmill, get her running, and she'll lose a little weight. She'll lose the 2 millimeters. Like Casino, like when he's got the girls, he's like, well, dude, we got it. These girls, you can't do that to them. They're gonna lose the weight or they're gonna get fired. Dakota Fanning was in Spielberg's TV miniseries Taken. He said she was one of his favorite child actors because of how smart she was and her ability to learn lines so quickly. She was a very good child actress. I remember her in I Am Sam when she was like 6. I was like impressed. Movie, even I like that movie the most. Do you like Falling Down? It is Joel Schumacher's best film. That's a great question. I think it still has to go to the Lost Boys, probably, but Falling Down would be number 2 for me because we don't use millimeters in the US. LOL. That's true too. Falling Down, great show. What do you think? Is that Joel Schumacher's best movie?
Yeah, Lost Boys sprung to mind. It's in the conversation. It's up there for sure. I'm trying to think of anything else would be better than it. I think I would probably edge the Lost Boys because I think Lost Boys is so iconic,
It is. But Falling Down is great. And like Insomniac said, Falling Down is so relatable now.
There's not a person that I know who's seen Falling Down that doesn't like it. But when I look at what the Lost Boys done for vampire movies in the late 80s, it made a big impact, I think. So they're both great. They're both great films. It's hard to tell.
It is. It's hard to pick, but obviously the answer is Batman and Robin.
Did you going to say Batman Forever?
I mean, I love Batman Forever. I mean, the guy definitely made some very all his movies look great. I mean, even like Phone Booth's a very underrated one with Colin Farrell that I don't think gets talked about enough that he did. Because the sad thing is like after Batman and Robin came out, that's all anyone ever mentioned about Joel Schumacher is like they almost like he became a joke. And I think they forgot that he made so many other movies besides Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. But that's kind of what happens when you get involved in making movies that like are made for the masses.
Joel Schumacher.
Yeah, it's a shame. That's it. The bat nipples. They might as well put him on his grave when he died.
Put him on his coffin.
Yeah.
But he done the number 22, which gets stated, and I enjoyed that.
Number 23. Yeah.
23. No, he done the prequel 22.
Oh, he did the prequel too.
You're right. Sorry, John. Number 23. That's right.
Yeah, I like that movie too. Again, it's just like he became a joke, and it's a shame, like to see that kind of happen to people, and it's like he didn't deserve that.
No, he didn't. He did.
Yes, we'll talk about identity when we get to August. I do have some stuff to say about that. I'm holding off on an Arrow August title sale, hoping for Barnes and Noble Arrow August. It might be happening actually. I think I only own 2 Arrow films, Elvira and Microwave Massacre. I've never seen Elvira.
I have Microwave Massacre. I bought it on sale last summer and totally forgot I have it. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you haven't watched it?
No, I totally forgot. Apparently, it's terrible.
Well, we'll see. I meant July, August. Yeah, I think July is supposed to be the Criterion 50% off sale, and I think August would be Arrow, from what I guess. Mark's movie, I'm in the same boat with the exception of 3 Arrow releases. Okay. And is the Twist a movie where if you watch it again, all the rules play like The Sixth Sense? All the rules play through. Well, yeah, like with Song of Green, it's like you kind of just some movies a twist ending, you can go back and rewatch it over and over again, where other movies, which we'll get into for August, I feel like it actually hurts the movie. So we'll talk about it in a second. I heard that the 14 minutes so you can see the rating of the film. They do make it a lot bigger on UK releases. I've noticed that they put like because it goes on the front of the box, whereas in the US they put the rating of the film on the back of the box.
Interesting. I've never looked into why that is. I just thought it was, I don't know what I thought it was, but it's like you guys in the States, like your VHSs came in cardboard boxes.
Yep.
Over here, ours came in plastic clamshells.
We got clamshells for Disney.
Well, that's why they stood the test of time. That's why they've lasted so long, because we had all these plastic clamshells and you slid, just like the ones that the Amaray cases now, you slid the artwork in.
That's true.
And it kept it clean. Yeah, it protected it. So that's why they lasted so long. Whereas, like you guys in the States, correct me if I'm wrong, John, from what I've seen on television or on YouTube when people show off their VHS collections, like the tapes slide out of the cardboard, and you imagine that cardboard just sitting on your shelf, and you're always taking it and putting it back, taking it and putting it back over the years.
Oh, it's got disintegrated.
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no,
That's why when people buy these VHSs retrospectively and they're still in the plastic and they say, "Look, never been opened, it's pristine." It's because like, yeah, it's never been used. But whereas like the plastic clam cases still like new 10,
uh,
15, 20 years later.
yeah, if I remember, like really, it was only Disney that did the plastic clamshell cases, and man, I could still smell
Hmm.
them. They were great. The only thing is they
But
turned yellow if you lived with a smoker. So my mom was a smoker.
yeah, well, I remember like the majority of the ones over here were black. So, but
Oh, really?
they're all black, but every now and again you would get something. Maybe it was yellow. Batman was released that had yellow on it, or like it was red or blue or whatever. But it was probably mainly just the Disney when you get white ones and stuff like that. You
Yeah,
know.
white was
Uh
a
huh.
bad idea. Looks like milk. Falling Down, Identity, and Mortal Kombat are the three I have pre-ordered. That's not a bad run. Yeah. Obviously we'll talk about Identity in a second because I do have some things to say about that. Dakota Fanning was good in The Secret Life of Beast. Admittedly, I was drawn to that film purely because of Alicia Keys. Yeah, Alicia Keys is a beautiful woman. And I believe this nostalgia critic said Lost Boys was why WB hired him to replace Burton for Batman. Yeah, I guess because of the stylistic way he directs his movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're
Mm-hmm.
very, I mean, it's so distinctly different from the Burton movies, but still very much, it's very stylized, the world that they create.
Well, the thing about The Lost Boys is that it's very comic bookish. It really is. And there's talk about comic books throughout the movie. It's inspired by comic books. And I'm led to believe that it was supposed to be like a Goonies type of movie. The boys were supposed to be younger. The kids were supposed to be younger. And it ended up that he made them teenagers instead. Um, but so I could see why they would maybe want him to come in for Batman Forever. But from what I'm led to believe, that the studio was interfering with that one because a lot of the darker stuff that he wanted to go for, they kind of made him pull back on it.
Yeah, which makes sense, but hey, isn't that like still your daughter's favorite movie? So it's a movie that even though it's kind of designed for teenagers from the 80s, can still work for younger people.
Yeah, I think that's well, I haven't watched it in a while, but yeah, that was our favorite movie for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So her favorite movie is a Joel Schumacher movie, not named Batman.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so it's awesome. Michael Bay went through the same hate after the Transformers movies. Everyone forgot the awesome movies he made. That is true. I mean, Michael Bay still gets a lot of hate, which is a shame because I love Bad Boys. I love The Rock. I love Armageddon. Like, he made a lot of movies that I genuinely liked. It's just he made a lot of the same kind of movies. I even like Pain and Gain, but like, yeah, the Transformers movies, I do not like those movies at all. Honestly, they're fucking dog shit to me.
What about he made one called 8mm? That was a good one as well, wasn't it?
Oh, he did it. He was the director of 8mm. I didn't even
And
realize that. I like 8
I'm
millimeter.
near certain he was, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Nick
Yeah,
Cage, Joaquin Phoenix.
yeah, I seen it years ago only once. I think it was one of the movies he made after Batman and Robin. That one of his like comeback movies.
That was Joel Schumacher. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. I didn't even realize he did that. Yeah, that's a good movie
Mhm.
too. Shit. But yeah, Michael Bay. Yeah, I feel like he gets kind of horribly mistreated as well as a director. I think people forget because you know what. And also, Michael Bay directed the "I Will Do Anything for Love" music video, which looks a
Oh,
lot like Bad Boys. It's funny enough if you ever watch Bad Boys, like everything's shot like with the sun setting and everything like that during the magic hour. And the first Bad Boys just has a great score. So I love the first Bad Boys. Have you ever seen that?
do you know what? I haven't.
Dare you?
I know, I know. I don't know. It just never appealed to me.
Fair enough. My friend hates Microwave Massacre because the guy reminded him too much like Rodney Dangerfield. The jokes and female nudity distracted me. LOL.
Oh, that sounds like I gotta watch that sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Except Joel apologized for Batman and Robin. Michael Bay blames other things, but never himself. Well, Michael Bay's a bit of an asshole. That's the
Yeah,
problem, Michael Bay.
I think everybody apologized for Batman and Robin.
Yeah, George Clooney's still apologizing,
Yes, he is.
which is crazy because I still think he's a better Batman than Kilmer. But
I think you're wrong.
most people, I listen. I have never heard anyone else agree with me on that, but I'll die on that hill. I think
Hi,
Val Kilmer was lifeless and forever.
yeah. Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
Yeah, he didn't change his voice at all, but George Clooney still has a very iconic sounding voice just in general. Like when he pops up even in the South Park movie, it's like We accidentally swapped your heart with a potato. You have 8 seconds to live.
I know he does exactly. He doesn't change his voice at all.
Ever for anything.
It sounds exactly the same as he does as Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Yeah, he's fucking George Clooney. But you know what? George Clooney to me, his voice is beautiful. He's the opposite of Pauly Shore. When I went to America in '95, I bought Fear of a Black Hat, Speed, which is great, True Lies, Jurassic Park, and The Good, Bad, and the Ugly on VHS with card cases. I still remember the smell, the odors of VHS.
But the problem was we couldn't play the US tapes.
Really? You guys couldn't play US VHSs? How did they block that?
Like because we're PAL, I don't know how, but I don't know if it was that I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'd only be guessing. I was going to try and guess her, but we were PAL, and over in your neck of which is NSTC something or other. That's how we knew the difference. It had to say PAL on the side of it. Because when I was in Universal Studios in '93, I remember seeing all the Jaws VHSs, and I knew I couldn't buy them, and because they wouldn't play.
That's crazy. Region fucking shit is insane. I'm glad that we moved away from that with 4K. It's so stupid.
But that was the reason why we had the pirate. Do you know what I mean? But I said to you about movies taking so long to be released over here. It was like pirate copies because we couldn't ship the originals over because they wouldn't play.
It's absolute bullshit to me. They're bullshit. Hey, some guys are just one-trick ponies. A Michael Bay's trick worked for The Rock, Armageddon, and the first Transformers movies, but got old after they kept pumping out Transformers movies. Yeah, they just way too many of them. I do like the original one a little bit, but I'm also not the world. But I still think the best Transformers movie is the animated one. I like the first live-action Transformers. The rest get worse and worse, longer and longer. Yeah, Anthony Hopkins even pops up in one of those. Lego Batman is the best Batman. I mean, I think it's good. I do like Lego Batman a lot. A lot of the stuff is like just mile-a-minute jokes. I think it works, and I like the Lego movies in general because they just look cool. Kilmer is a better Bruce Wayne. Clooney is a better Batman. See, that's floating a fine line.
I disagree.
Well, you know what I think. I already said it, and we'll talk Batman Forever in a couple months. And I'll defend. And even Val Kilmer didn't like making Batman because he couldn't hear in the bat suit. So.
Yeah, but I disagree on both counts, sir.
George Clooney helped South Park get off the ground, so I said thank you. He gave a cameo in the movie. Yeah, he was one of the guys trading the tape around the first original, like that Christmas special that they made. George Clooney, he was just a big supporter of what they were doing, and yeah, he did the cameo in the movie, which is, I love it. It never gets any easier. And then he just walks out of the room. I could. My player was region free. See, he had a region free.
Yeah, there you go. I didn't even know we got them back then. To be perfectly honest,
it was a different time, man. George Clooney helps. Okay, so I already read that, and I'm playing Lego Batman at the minute. LOL. Yeah, the new Lego Batman game is out. So I've been playing the new James Bond game lately. That's what I've been playing. So I'm enjoying that. Playing a young Bond. But all right, let's look at August now. So here it is. Big month as well. What does that say? Stephanie.
Is it Stephanie? I don't. Yeah, it looks like Stephanie
without the I.
Yeah.
All right, never seen that. Once a Thief, which I also have the US 4K of Once a Thief, which is not. It's a very uneven John Woo movie, if I'm being honest. It tries to be a comedy. It tries to be an action film, and it's a little uneven as far as an overall film, but it's pretty good. So if you're completing your John Woo collection, you're gonna want to have that in 4K. One of my favorite John Woo movies is Broken Arrow, and I think that's only on DVD, which is crazy. So we're getting that, and then over here, Killer Party, which is only looks like just a UK Blu-ray. Just a UK Blu-ray as well. Another UK or Region B, whatever you want to say. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey is finally coming. I know that's one you're excited for, David. I have the trilogy on 4K.
You have the trilogy in 4K. Now, I recently picked up the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That came from was it Studio Canal, I think, brought that out over here. And to be honest, that's another one I haven't watched yet because I bought when I got a 4K player about a year and a half ago, and then last summer there was like sales all the time in 4K, so I've built up a big 4K collection of movies that I've had on DVD or Blu-ray, and I've upgraded, and movies that I've never had. And Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is one of the movies that I've never had, but I loved growing up watching it. And Bogus Journey, then when this popped up the other week, I was so surprised. I was like, I can't believe Arrow are doing this. And this is what I was talking about at the start of the stream about like dipping their toes into doing movies like Inner Space, The Mask, Bogus Journey. And I seen Bogus Journey in the cinema and I absolutely loved it. Thought it was the better movie for years, but I'm not sure. I think Excellent Adventure is probably the better movie. So yeah, this was definitely a pre-order for me. So I'm looking forward to revisiting it again.
Yeah, I think you're going to be happy with that. That's a very good 4K if it's the same scan as here. Excellent Adventure is actually not a very good 4K when it comes to the transfer, but I still think that's the best of the movies. And but I like all three. I really think it's a very underrated trilogy overall. I think it doesn't get enough appreciation and love that it actually deserves when people are talking about some of the best trilogies, because it's very rare that a third film, especially legacy sequel, sticks the landing. But I think that did. But Excellent Adventure is just a great time travel movie, and and even like Bogus Journey, both of them have very good third acts. That's one thing I like about both the two films. It's like Bogus Journey, I think the first 2/3 of the movie, I'm like, it's all right. This doesn't feel, but then it ends great. And to answer Justin and Insomniac, actually, this game right now, First Light for 007 First Light, is absolutely better than freaking GoldenEye. And I love GoldenEye, but you get a lot here. You get to play as a young James Bond, and if you like the Hitman games, it's in that engine, so it's so much fun to actually get. And the story is really good. Like, it's actually a really compelling James Bond story. It's like, basically it's about how he became James Bond. So it's fucking phenomenal. I'm really enjoying that. As a Batman anime from comic book roots, I think animated Batman is the best. My favorite Batman film is, I think, The Dark Knight Returns or Mask of the Phantasm, which we were talking about pretty recently.
Yes.
And I think me and David have the same favorite Batman film, Batman 89.
Oh, mine's Batman and Robin.
You motherfucker.
No, Batman 89. Batman 89. Listen, if you go back and if you're not familiar with it, go back and watch we've done 2 shows on Batman 89 on the channel here. And we've done Batman Returns. And if it wasn't for Batman 89, I don't think I'd be as big a Batman fan as I am. Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. But yeah, that's one of my favorite movies of all time. A lot of the animated stuff is okay, but I don't like it as much as the live action stuff.
Yeah, I like Mask of the Phantasm too, but I'd probably put it at like 5 or 6, maybe. I don't know if it'd make my top 5. I do like the live act. I mean, I really like the live action. Like, I like Batman Returns, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and I even like the Batman more than I like that. And Batman Forever is like still that it floats around Batman Forever for me.
I find it hard to put any animated Batman features in my, like, when I think about Batman, watching a Batman movie, I never think of the animated stuff. But if I was to think about that just off the top of my head here, spur of the moment, me and John talked about this. We love the animated series. We love the 2-parter to do with Two-Face. John, you said you liked Heart of Ice very much. I think that's a great show. Yeah. There's a few 2-parters in there. There's one called The Laughing Fish, which is based on a comic from the 70s by Danny O'Neill, with the Joker, which is really good too. I'm not sure if it's a 2-parter. I think it is. But I actually enjoyed some of the animated movies that they done with the 60s series with Adam West and Burt Ward. I thought they were very funny. There's one called Return to the Batcave, I think. And then the other one's called, it's got Two-Face in it. They're both really good. But I think there's been some good animated ones done there. I know that The Killing Joke got a lot of stick when they done that. And what's the other one I have? I have another one as well. I can't think what it is at the minute. So I enjoyed some of them, but when I think about live action Batman, I never ever think of the animated stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the Dark Knight Returns too. Like, I like the animated films, I do, and I like Mask of the Phantasm a lot. It's just like, there are a few I still put above it overall, but still very well animated, and I love the animated series like you. So
yeah,
that's always what I go back to. Bogus Journey, excellent into guitar riff, lol. Yeah, the DC animated movies are amazing. And then he said blasphemy. I don't remember what he said to deserve that. Then he also Mark's movie menu said he's looking forward to Troy, which yes, I'll continue on down. The People versus Larry Flint is actually one I'm kind of excited about. I might grab that one. That's a really good movie starring Woody Harrelson about the guy who owned Penthouse. Ju-on, I think that became a US film remake. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I always forget it. Then Identity, which is the film I was talking about earlier, that I feel like once you know the twist at the end of this movie, it kind of does hurt the rewatches on it, but it's still it's a beautiful looking film, so it'll look great on 4K.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one's pretty exciting. What is this one right here? I can't even read the name of it.
Trying to save my TV instead of the computer. I'm not. Oh, it looks like, I don't know. It looks like a Western.
Yeah, it does look like a Western. And then, of course, Troy, which I know a lot of people are very excited about Troy. So that's stars Brad Pitt. That's one of the movies a lot of people have been asking for to come to 4K. I don't know if I'll be grabbing that on day one. Maybe sometime down the line I'll get that. But what do you think of the releases here in August, David?
Mixed, varied. I mean, some of the titles I'm aware of, some of them I'm not, John. I think there's something for everybody there, to be honest. Not to sit in the fence. Like, I don't think it's amazing. I mean, like, I'm excited for Bogus Journey, but I don't think it's an amazing month. But it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's 3 in here I would kick around, like Identity, Troy, and The People versus Larry Flint for me. Like the
Yeah.
ones I'm like, okay, maybe. It looks like, is that People versus Larry Flint? Like they all got slipcovers too. Nothing is I guess they kind of just took the month off of the fat boxes.
Did I not see that Troy is going to be a fat box? Did I see that, or maybe am I making that up?
Maybe. Hold on, I actually have it up. I think I have that up, and I can tell you.
Maybe I just seen it opened, when they show everything, and maybe that's what I'm thinking.
I'm
But I'm kind of looking here, John, as well. Them first 4 are UK only, and then we move into and then there's a few there that are US and Canada only. Let me see. Yeah, so there's 4 that are US and Canada only. There's 4 that are UK only, and Troy is UK, US, and Canada as well. So, I mean, me personally, I've said it before. Even though 4K is region free, I suppose I could order the American ones, couldn't I? The North American ones, but I try and order just from my region. Yeah, because I hate maybe being handcuffed to maybe having to always buy a multi-region player, because even though the 4K might be fine, if you get a Blu-ray disc in there, you can't watch it.
Yeah, no, it looks like that looks like a slipcover.
It is, John. Yeah, that's probably what I seen, and I was thinking there maybe it was a fat box. Yeah, I got that wrong. Yeah,
keeping their summer bodies up.
Yeah, but you get 3 discs with it, which is great.
Yeah, that means they're gonna either have the fold out or they're gonna double stack discs, which I hate. The Batman and the Ninja Turtles animated movie is good too. I actually have not seen that yet, and I shared the link here for you guys for the Let's Talk Movies podcast channel with John and David, in case you were just subscribed to my channel, so that you guys could come over, join the dark side.
Yeah, that's it. Join us.
Join us. GoldenEye is like one of 4 movie video games I know: E.T., Matrix, X-Men Origins, and Wolverine. Yeah, there's movies based on video games. There are there's a new Wolverine game coming out. There's an Indiana Jones game that came out last year that I still haven't played, but I heard it's great. So might have to play that at some point as well. But yeah, usually movie tying games for the most part are pretty bad. Like they usually know that, especially back in the day. Like there used to be a game for every movie. Like Terminator 2 has a game. Everything is just.
Oh yeah, I remember playing them games, John. I remember in the early 90s playing Terminator 2 and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and they weren't great. The playability wasn't great, but we were still mesmerized by the graphics because we thought that was amazing back then.
I know, isn't it crazy how that works now? Like it's when you go back, it's like oh, I thought this looked good, like on anything,
Yeah.
I remember playing games on the 360, like just from 20 years ago, thinking, oh my god, this is incredible! I can't believe it can never look better. 20 years later, I'm like, wow, that looked like shit.
Yeah. Even here, Batman was one of my favorite games I used to play back in '89. And I remember, all the years later, but I'm still going back 20 years here. You were able, because the technology we had, we were able to download all those old games and play them. And it was still crap, but just the nostalgia of playing it again was like, this is class. But yeah, all those movies had it was the done thing. It was the era of the home computer. You had a movie, you had to have a game tie-in.
Oh yeah, 100%. It was just that was the time, you know.
W- One of my favorite games on the PlayStation 1 was the Alien trilogy.
Oh wow, I forgot about that. I
It
forgot
was
they even did that.
amazing. Loved that.
Yeah, the PlayStation had some classics too. Metal Gear Solid. I mean, I was a big PlayStation kid at the time. Like Tomb Raider was one of my favorites as well.
Hmm.
It's
Yep.
funny, people used to think that freaking Laura Croft looked hot, which just still blows my mind. She was
Yeah.
very pixelated.
If you
Uh,
look at her eyes, she'd probably be all square.
yeah, exactly. It's like you thought that looked good. We had to deal with the porn industry wasn't what it was, guys. I have a very close American friend, YouTuber Soulless Trenchcoat, and because I'm English, his brother thinks I'm James Bond. No, then that's what people think sometimes. Is Bogus Journey a new transfer? I don't think it is. I think it's the same thing from what I can tell. I think there were new extras though. But we do have a good transfer of that over here. I can't lie. What's up, Frank from Frank's Media Reviews, the legend that he is. Thanks for
Hey,
popping
Frank.
in. What's up, Bad Influence, Frank? Yeah, because Frank, he's got just 4Ks galore. Some of the most beautiful looking releases you'll ever
Yeah.
see, like those one-click ones, which are just gorgeous.
Yeah. That's what I like to see. I never get envious. I always just like to see people collecting because it makes me feel better that I'm doing the same thing.
That's literally why Insomniac calls him Bad Influence because he's
Yeah.
like it's like being a freaking alcoholic or a drug addict and calling up your sponsor and your sponsor's Frank and he's like, you try not to pull the trigger on that 4K and he's like, nah, fuck it, dude, pull the trigger, buy
Just do it.
it.
You only live once.
You only live
Uh,
once. It's like, all right.
yep. That's how I think. I start thinking, oh God, I could be dead tomorrow. I'll just bad. And
Yeah,
then you're on beans for the rest of the month.
yeah, it's like, damn it, I thought I'd be dead by now. Now how am I gonna eat?
And if I'm not, these beans are gonna kill me.
Yeah, some will get me. Oh man, that's fucking Frank for you. And yeah, George, Wolverine Origins, the game was better than the film. Wolverine Origins had so much potential, but that is such a bad movie. Have you ever seen that?
No, I
Ah,
haven't.
missed out on a bad movie.
I haven't. I've watched plenty of bad movies.
Are you an X-Men film fan? Do you like those movies?
Nah, John. It's just the whole kind of like Marvel thing passed me by. Plenty of people were into it, but I just wasn't. I used to go with a girl. She used to love Wolverine, but aside from that, it's the most I know about him.
Oh yeah, no, I really enjoyed the original run. I mean, there were some bad ones in there, but I always liked the X-Men movies, all the way up through Logan. Then they started to teeter off, and then eventually now they'll end up in the MCU. So, I've only bought 6 physical media items this year. Easy when you have picky taste. Yeah, that does make it easier. I know that my buddy Tim, like he only buys like 1 or 2 like every once in a while because he only buys movies that he knows he likes, which is probably smart financially, honestly.
Well, you see, that's basic. Look, man, I'm not saying this is smart financially. A lot of mine I buy on the like paying three PayPal. You know what I mean? That's kind of my philosophy is trying to be like more selective and movies that I know I'm gonna love. But every now and again, it's nice to just take a punt on something you haven't seen before.
Yeah, sometimes it's fun. It's worth the risk, and then if you end up loving it, it's even better. It's a good
Yeah,
feeling. Like, you're like, oh my god, and watching in that beautiful quality. Eh,
yeah.
that's okay, John. I'll be a terrible sponsor. Yeah, no, listen, I just know that's what you would do. If I ever get hooked on alcohol, I know not to have you be my guy. I'll literally have message from Frank when I'm pondering buy a movie, and the response I get is "Do it." I love to hear that. I've never seen Identity. Everyone talks about the twist ending. It's kind of in the same vein of the life of David Gale when it comes out of where it comes out of nowhere. Yeah, it's very much. I can't. I'm not gonna spoil it here, but it's very similar to that. Like, what's the term Deus Ex Machina? Like, or it's just like out of completely fucking left field. Like, that's pretty much what the ending of that movie is. Frank is responsible for half my Mayhall, and that was 31 movies. So you can thank Frank for 15 and a half buys that month. Yeah, which is crazy. So, anything else, David, you want to discuss here on the live show?
No, I don't think I have anything else to discuss, John. Just happy collecting, keep collecting. I'm glad to see here that you're still collecting, and yeah, just do what you love, buy what you love. Just don't get into that, you know.
Yeah, which I've done. So yeah, be smart, be smart.
Be
I'm
smart.
definitely gonna be a little bit more pickier going forward. I can buy some more sales now, so that's something I'm looking
Yeah,
for to save some money instead of always buying new releases. Even though I know when something's coming out that I want, I'm gonna, oh, I'm still gonna want that. I mean, I have a lot pre-ordered for the rest of June and July, like with Day of the Dead coming out. I got the whole bloody affair pre-ordered. Talked about falling down, so there's still plenty on the
yeah.
horizon. And yeah, guys, we have stuff coming up on our channel in general. So I've shared the link so you guys can subscribe. We got coming up at the end of this week. We're going to be talking Who Framed Roger Rabbit on Access Cinema Appreciation. Then a couple weeks after that, we're doing the long show, the Let's Talk Movies podcast live. Well, it's not live, just with John and David. We're doing Pulp Fiction, so that's just going to be the regular show. And then next month, we're back alive again, and we're talking Deliverance Day and Spielberg, right?
D- Is that a new movie, Deliverance Day, or
What did I say?
the
Deliverance Day? Deliverance Day?
sequel to Deliverance? Yes, John, we're talking Disclosure Day. That's right. And so it'll be the next day will be Disclosure Day and Spielberg's sci-fi movies. So
Yes.
well, that won't just be Disclosure Day. It'll be we'll have a wee chat about the other sci-fi movies that he's done in his catalog. Probably more is alien movies, like maybe say Close Encounters, E.T.
War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds, more so than say AI or Minority Report or something like that. Just more as alien sci-fi movies, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing his new movie. So there probably will be spoilers. What do
Yeah.
you think?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because we're waiting till July to do it. So like we're
yeah,
giving people like a month like to watch the movie. And I hope that you watch this channel, like you're a fan of Steven Spielberg, you go out, support the film.
yes.
Because we don't get many of these Spielberg films anymore, and like we don't know how many more we'll get. So it's always fun to
Yep.
we're still getting them in theaters. And like he said, he's making the rounds talking about the movie. So it's pretty awesome that we're getting all that.
He's making the rounds talking about the movie, and the people are talking to him like he's dead already. They're saying like, "Well, in your career, what did you think of this?" It's like, "Well, I'm still here,"
Mm.
you know. So, but you don't know how many more we're going to get from Spielberg like this. So, I think it would be great to see him have another big blockbuster. But look, not a blockbuster for blockbuster's sake. I just hope it's a really good movie, but I'll definitely be there to watch it. So we'll give people time who want to join us next month to talk about it, to watch it themselves, and that way we don't have to worry about spoilers and things like that.
Yep, exactly. So, yeah, make sure you guys come back next month. We'll be talking about, as I like to call it, Deliverance Day, Disclosure Day.
Sorry,
Man.
God, sorry, I had to pull you up on that there.
You have to. I mean, if I'm an idiot, I did it to you earlier with the number 22, so it's fair is fair.
Yeah, I got you back.
Yeah. Before we get out, Mello said I got free tickets. My family got free tickets to Roger Rabbit. We were denied access to the toilets in the theater, which is insane. I don't even know how that's even a thing. How can that be? After drinking all that popcorn soda. So that's crazy. But hey, at least you got to see Roger Rabbit in theaters. I did not.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
So, but anyway, guys, thank you for being here with you. Thanks for being here with us tonight. Like we said at the beginning, like, share, and subscribe. We're also on Spotify, so make sure you guys check us out on Spotify as well if you want to just listen to the audio versions of our of our Let's Talk Movies podcast with John and David show. We just put up today actually the second part of the Jaws 50th anniversary show that we did last year.
Mhm.
I was split up into two parts, so now you can listen to the entire thing if you'd like. And
Mhm.
all of our shows we've done this year so far, and just we're gonna be trying to put one out a week until we catch up to what we got.
Yep.
So
Gonna try. Sorry, John. Go ahead. Sorry.
now you complete that.
Yeah, no. I was just gonna say, yeah. Retrospectively, we'll be uploading shows every Monday when it's not a new show. So as John says, there, Jaws Part 2 from the 50th anniversary celebration we done dropped today, but then Tombstone should be dropping next Monday. So if you're a fan of Tombstone, maybe go and check that one out next week.
Yes, sir. Exactly. So that'll be here next week. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. Have a great night, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.